What's up, Venture Crew? Today we're going to take a look at the Hostinger WordPress website hosting platform. It's a great cost-effective host for you to host your first WordPress website. We'll take a look at the platform in general, do a little bit of a review, and then show you how to sign up and all the things you need to do to sign up for your brand new Hostinger WordPress hosting account. Here we go. All right, so jumping right in here, the first couple things we wanted to do is we wanted to go through the Hostinger WordPress website platform in general and just talk a little bit about some of the pros and cons of the platform and how it compares to some of the other WordPress web hosts that are out there. So we do recommend Hostinger as the cost-effective version of website hosting that you can have for your WordPress website. Hostinger is a great WordPress hosting platform if you're just getting started with your WordPress website. So there's a lot of people out there that are doing more advanced things, maybe with e-commerce or really heavy things that they're doing with their website. But what we're looking at today is a platform that's great for you if you're just getting started with a personal website on WordPress, or a blog on WordPress, or even just a very basic small business website. Hostinger would be a great option for you because it's very cost effective and has great features that come along with a very affordable price to pay every month, okay? So we're just gonna roll down through some of the overall kind of features of the Hostinger WordPress website platform. Now, to start out, just for those of you who may be just very beginning and getting started jumping into this video, we want to make sure that everybody understands why you need a web host for your WordPress website. So WordPress is a CMS, a content management system that allows you to make easy changes to your website that as you have it on the internet. What you need a web host for is everybody is going to need a web hosting solution. And if you're doing a little research on the internet, you've probably seen that people are saying you need a good web host for your website. So your website has to be hosted on what's called a server somewhere in the internet. And so for anybody who's out there wondering why you even need something like Hostinger, any website that's on the internet is going to need a server, and Hostinger provides that server service for you. It's very cost effective. We're going to look at plans that are just a couple of bucks a month. So it's very easy to get started. And WordPress is a great option for you and your website, but you will need a web host, and that's what Hostinger does, okay? So Hostinger is gonna offer WordPress website hosting for you. And we're just gonna roll down through some of the basic options here and features of what Hostinger is gonna bring and explain why you need them and why they're good to have, okay? So first of all, obviously Hostinger is a good sized company. You've got thousands of people that are running tens of thousands of people that are running their WordPress websites on Hostinger. So that's good to see. And then right here, you can see we get right to the plans that are available with Hostinger, okay? So Hostinger offers really 4 basic WordPress plans here. Now, to start out as well, this video is really set for anybody who's gonna be using WordPress to build your website on. If you're gonna build your website in HTML or CSS or any of the other ways that you can build your website, this plan from Hostinger, they do have web hosting that will help you build that website, but that's not these plans. These plans are for customers who are using WordPress specifically to host their videos, or to host their website, excuse me. So I wanted to run through some of the features that are in each of these plans, and I'm gonna pick a plan and recommend which plan that you should use. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute, but basically we'll go through and show you like why, what some of these features are in each of these plans. So first of all, the plan that we're going to recommend here is actually the starter plan. Okay, so the starter plan is called WordPress Starter, and you can see here it's only $2.99 US per month. Okay, so this should be really cost effective and should be affordable for anybody who's starting WordPress website. This $2.99 a month plan is very affordable and should really allow anybody to get in on this plan and be able to build their own WordPress website, okay? So on this plan, first of all, for only $3 a month or a little bit less, you can actually host up to 100 websites. So if you're just doing one website, that's amazing. And you can just do that one website. But if you want to do up to 100 websites on the same plan, on this WordPress starter plan, you can do that. So a lot of people start with one personal website and then they move on to other types of websites, or they add other websites, or they host other people's websites on their own plan. Whatever you want to do, you can add up to 100 websites. So that's one reason we recommend that you go with the starter plan here, because if you decide that you want to add more websites, all you got to do is just add them into your account. Okay. The next thing is the amount of storage. So all your files and images and things that you store that you launch on your website require storage. It's like storage space in a file cabinet. And so this plan will offer you 100 gigabytes of SSD storage, which is great. It's going to also allow you to have up to 25,000 visits monthly. So that's actually a really good amount of traffic. And if you're just doing a personal or a blog website, you won't even need anywhere close to that $25,000 visits per month. So this is plenty of traffic that's allowed to happen on your website for you to do this. Another great feature is free email. So at our agency at Bandicoot Marketing, we're always recommending that clients use professional email in order to launch their websites. And so for this plan, it's going to allow you to add an email. So what this means is if you have an @yourdomain.com, that's your domain. So let's say it's, @yourdomain.com. These free emails that come along with this plan will actually allow you to launch a Luke or whatever your name is, or team or support or sales or whatever it is at yourdomain.com. So it's very professional and it allows you to add domain specific email addresses to your account. So if you're launching a personal or small business website, even a personal website, having an @yourdomain.com email address is a really, really good way to look professional, even if you're just starting out. An SSL certificate comes along with this plan. This allows you to secure your website. Google wants to see this, wants to see that all the traffic on your website is under what's called a secure socket layer or an SSL certificate. This allows all the traffic on your website to be secured. You do get a free domain as well. So you'll see in a minute when we sign up for this plan, we can choose our domain and that comes included for the first year with this plan. Unlimited bandwidth, you can just see here if you hover over it. This is how much traffic is kind of coming through and going back and forth from your website. That's something called bandwidth. It's a little bit techy, so we don't need to explain it, but this allows for unlimited bandwidth. So if your site does get a spike in a lot of traffic, this will allow that to happen. Managed WordPress just basically means that there are features and the servers are built specifically to host WordPress websites. So that's great there. And then there's a host of other features here, including a money back guarantee, which is amazing, unlimited databases, multiple data centers, SSH access. Some of that is real developer level stuff, so you don't need to worry about that. But basically, this is why we recommend the starter plan, because of those features. And that's hopefully a quick explanation as to why you would need all of those features for your plan. Okay, so let's just keep moving down here to kind of talk about a couple of the other features of Hostinger, and then we'll move forward and we'll show you how to sign up for your actual Hostinger plan so that you can get ready, so that you can get started building your website. So lightning fast performance. So speed is important for your website these days for Google. So you want to make sure you do have good performance. Fully managed WordPress hosting basically means that you don't have to manage your own servers. You don't have to secure them. You don't have to, block IP addresses that are trying to attack your website. It basically means that Hostinger is going to step in and do a lot of the server management things for you so that you don't have to do them yourself. 24/7 365 support is a great feature as well. So you can chat in at any time. We'll look at that after we sign up. You chat in at any time with Hostinger and you'll get a good support response back that can help you with your issues, whether it's signing up or changing something on your website or adding your domain or whatever it is. You'll get good support. And they also do security. They do lots of security for you on your website. They offer a staging tool as well. So the staging tool basically allows you to take your website, your what they call production website. So this is your live website that you see on the internet. A staging tool allows you to copy that website onto another URL that allows you to make changes, update plugins, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of in the background. It's still live for you to view it, but the public can't see it unless you give them the URL. So you can make changes, test things out, install new plugins, all that kind of stuff. And then when you're ready, if everything goes well, you can go ahead and push that staging site back up to production to your live website, and then you're good to go. So it's a low risk way of making changes and updates to your website. WordPress will update automatically for you. Your core WordPress files will automatically update. A one-click WordPress installer, which we'll go through in a minute. Automated backups are going to be automatically backing up all of your stuff in case you make a change that you didn't mean to, all that kind of stuff. And then some other pro features that come along with it. We already talked about the support. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys a little bit of what it looks like once you purchase a Hostinger account. I know sometimes it's a little mysterious and you want to know like, hey, what does this actually look like inside the account once I sign up for it? How do I manage things? What does the dashboard and the panel look like? So I'm going to spend a few minutes here just kind of going through the different sections of what it looks like inside a Hostinger account. I'll just talk about some of the pros and cons of what I see, and again, how it compares to some of those that are out there. So this is inside a purchase paid Hostinger account. I purchased the WordPress starter hosting account that we just signed up for. And basically this WordPress starter hosting account is going to show me, this is the main home dashboard section. So what it's going to show us here is a couple different things. It shows us all of our different products that we have. So first of all, we purchased a hosting plan. So we see our hosting plan here. And then we also see the email product that came along with our starter plan that we signed up for, and then the domain that we signed up for as well. Okay. So basically, this is the domain for that email, but basically here's our hosting. So if we go ahead and hit manage, this is going to take us into kind of our control panel for basically allowing us to do different things for our WordPress website. So on this control panel, you can see here I have all my information over here on the left. And if I have multiple sites in here, I would see them in this drop down. But on this control panel over here on the left, I can change my server. I can see what hosting plan I have, what the IP address is on the server, what the main domain is that I signed up for, what my home root folder address is. Web server is going to be Lightspeed, and then the name servers for the different for the server in my account. The MySQL version, how many databases, and then what my usage control is as well. So my inodes, my disk usage, subdomains I have set up, all that kind of stuff. So it's asking me to complete my email setup, which is my email address for the Hostinger platform. And it's also telling me that it kind of has my domain set up. And then it also wants me to complete a couple of steps for my domain registration, which came along with my plan, which we won't do now, as this is just kind of an overview of what the backend looks like. So the WordPress, if I click here, it's going to take me to my actual WordPress dashboard, which is what you see here in my WordPress setup here in my WordPress website. If I do staging, again, the staging environment, what this is going to allow me to do is actually set up a staging environment that I can take my production, my live website, copy it down to a staging environment, and then I can move it over to install plugins, test things out, see how it works with my live website, and then move it back up to my production live website if I'd like to do that. So that's what staging is going to do. Plugins and security is going to show me all the plugins that are installed and themes that are installed on my website, and I can actually update plugins and things from the Hostinger dashboard. So that's a nice feature that allows me to do that. It also shows me which themes I have installed. So if I go over to WordPress, I can see here under Appearance Themes, here's my themes that I have installed, and I can see here that I have these 3 themes here as well. And so here's the 3 themes that are installed on my site. And then plugins, there's a Hostinger plugin, which comes along with a lot of different WordPress hosts. Akismet is a blogging plugin, but if I go here under plugins, I'm going to see here my whole plugins list. And so here's my list of plugins that are here. And then if I go in the back end here, I can kind of see all of my plugins that I have installed on my site here. Okay, so I can see all the different plugins there. It does update as I do things. So if I go ahead and delete this Hello Dolly plugin in WordPress, if I go back over here and I refresh, it should update all of that, and I should see that Hello Dolly plugin is removed, although it may take a little bit to update, but let's see if it updated here. So it looks like it did, and I don't see that Hello plugin anymore. So you can see here it's a live listing of all of my plugins that are available on the site. Okay, so if I go back home here, there's a YouTube channel for Hostinger, so it kind of walks you through all the different ways you can do different things in Hostinger. So that's a link there to that YouTube channel. So this is an order section, so you can like renew domains, you can upgrade your plan to a higher plan, like a higher tier WordPress plan. You can order more usage, so that means you can order more like bandwidth or visits and all that kind of stuff on your plan. Some account management features here. You can go through your account details, change your password, and then emails will let you go to the email control panel. Under domains, you can actually set up Cloudflare, which is a cool program that lets you do some caching and some DDoS protection as well. So you could set that up. And then here's your different website settings here as well. Page Speed Optimizer helps you kind of go through some page speed things that can increase the speed of your site. SEO Toolkit goes through some basic SEO things that kind of helps you get better about that. File manager is what's called FTP. So that's going to allow you to go in and view the files on your website. And you can create FTP accounts where you can upload files or pictures or whatever via an FTP server. It's a little bit more of a techie way to do things, but it does allow you to do that. You do need to go in and use FTP sometimes. So that's what that's going to do. Your malware scanner is going to scan. You can do a manual scan of your website to make sure there's no malware or anything that's been hacked into your website. Databases lets you go through all the different databases that are involved with your website. You can access PHPMyAdmin, which lets you make some database related changes. Again, very techie thing to do, but you do have access to it here. There's an advanced section here. You can edit the DNS zone for your DNS for your website, and then a bunch of kind of random things that you can do down here in the bottom as well. You can see an activity log of what's going on, but basically that's most of the biggest features that are going to come along with your Hostinger account. Emails. This section is going to show me what emails I can set up, so I can go ahead in here and I can choose an email plan. I got one free email that came along with the plan that I signed up here for this starter plan, but you can go through and create all your different @domainname.com. So this is @wpventurehostinger.com email addresses. So this is a great thing that comes along with Hostinger. Lets you set up all your different email addresses. So you can go through here and you can create all your different email addresses. You can just use this free plan here, select your free plan, and then you just type in what email addresses you want to add into the account here, and then you have access to an email inbox, and that email inbox can pull into Gmail or your different email programs that will read your email. So you can pull in your email account here. You can create an email account and then forward it over to a Gmail account if you'd like to do that. But this is great feature, an email feature that comes along with Hostinger. So domains is where you're going to access all the different domains that you use for your website. So you can see here the one that we signed up for when we created the account is here. VPS is for virtual private servers. So you don't have any VPS if you signed up for WordPress hosting. You can install WordPress on a VPS, but for us, we don't have any use for this right now. So we'll just kind of skip over this. SSL is your secure socket layer. So a Let's Encrypt certificate is what you need to use, and you can go ahead and manage that and apply it to your website so that you can secure all of your stuff. So SSL is very important, and Hostinger makes it easy to access your SSL and apply it to your website here. So you can just hit manage and you can go through the different steps to apply your SSL. You might have heard from somebody else that you need SSL or that you need different things for an SSL to be on your website. It is very strongly recommended these days for any website that you have. So that's what the SSL section is for. And then the billing section is just going to be all your billing related things for your website itself. So the last thing I wanted to look at here inside the hosting account here is to show you what support looks like as well with Hostinger. So inside the Hostinger account, if I just go down here in the bottom right corner, there's a little support widget here. So if I click on it, it's going to tell me what systems are operational, and I can either choose from a list of kind of predefined things I need help with here, or I could put in my email my issue here. So let's say I need help setting up my email addresses. Okay, you would just type that in and hit enter. It's actually going to go to the, this is an intercom based email system, and it's going to look for your different options here to kind of help out to see if you can set up your email address. So one thing I noticed here, this is maybe one of the things that Hostinger could work on a little bit, is that basically, if you look here, I just typed in that I needed help setting up my email accounts basically. And it looks like there's not a super quick option here for what I'm looking for. So automatic configuration is not really what I'm looking for. Email, setting up the Hostinger email on a smartphone is not really what I'm looking for. I'm really looking for like a walkthrough of how to do it inside the account. And none of these, articles that apply here are really what I'm looking for. So let's say I don't find my what I need there, I can actually go through and reach out for help directly from them. So select a topic here and get in touch with the success team. So let's choose email here, and let's say we want to configure email on WordPress. You can either email or chat. Let's go ahead and try chat and see how that works. And we'll choose our email address that we want to use, and we'll just say I need basic help setting things up. and send a message. And let's see how quickly we get to help here. All right, so it looks like the chat window pops up on the right here, and we're told by someone named Emily that we are in the queue. So let's go ahead and click on that conversation. All right, and it looks like one of their live specialists will take a look at our case and respond within 30 minutes. And they have their email, and they can choose to email us if we need help. So I would say that a 30-minute response, looks like somebody's, I was just gonna say a 30-minute response isn't the greatest here, but it looks like somebody is gonna go ahead and respond to our request here. So let's see what pops up. Yeah, so it looks like somebody did respond pretty quickly. So that was only maybe a minute or less, maybe even 30 seconds to get help from a support rep. So I won't continue with the conversation there, but basically I just wanted to show you kind of how long and what the process looks like to set up support. And you can kind of take a look at that and see support is very important when you're just starting out with websites. You want to make sure that you have access to support to really help out with anything you need. So that's just a quick look inside testimonials and all that kind of stuff. But I think we're comfortable, and we'll go ahead and recommend that we go ahead and jump in and start to sign up for your account here, okay? So let's jump right in. Now we're ready to go ahead and sign up for our starter account here on the Hostinger platform, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and select our starter account. All right, so now it's going to ask us what we want to do and how long of a commitment we want to make to Hostinger, okay? So as you can see here, the low pricing of $2.99 a month that you saw was a 48-month commitment, okay? And then after that, it renews at $6.99 a month, so in 2026, which is 4 years from now, obviously, okay? So you do save the most by choosing that plan. So you can go ahead and keep it at 48 months, or you can just do 1 month, and that 1 month plan is going to be $12 a month. So it really just depends on what you want to do here as far as making that commitment. What I would probably recommend we do here is to go ahead and keep it at 48 months for the $2.99 a month. So that's a 4-year commitment. You do save, as you can see here, $456. So you save that and you commit to 48 months. Now here's what I do know. If you, for some reason, outside of the 30-day money-back guarantee, if you decide that Hostinger is not for you, they will prorate you your money back, okay? So it is a 48-month commitment, but also they will go ahead and prorate your money back. If a year into it you decide you want to switch hosts or whatever, they do offer a prorated plan. So in order to get that free domain and get that $2.99 a month, I'm just going to leave this at a 48-month commitment, okay? The next step is we're going to go ahead and start to create our actual account, okay? So you can go ahead and put your email address in. So we're going to go ahead and type our email address in here. So we can go in and type in here our email address. All right, so we put in our email address, and then we choose how we want to pay, okay? So obviously you have multiple different payment options here. We're going to go ahead and just skip over this part. Obviously, we'll get the payment done, and then we'll pop back in after we go in and we are completed with our payment. Our total amount paid here is going to be the $143.52. So again, that's a 4-year commitment. So if that seems a little bit too much for you to pay at this point, you can scroll right back up and you can drop it to just a 12-month commitment at that $3 a month, and that will only be $36 to get started here. But again, keep in mind you have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if anything doesn't work out, or you just want to try it out and then you want to back out and you just want to get all your money back, you absolutely can within 30 days. So if that $143 seems like a lot, remember you have 30 days to try everything out, and if it doesn't work, you can go ahead and get that money back. If you can't pay that $143, all you got to do is scroll back up here, go ahead and find the plan that works for the amount you can pay right now. So either 12 or 24 months, or even just 1 month at $12.49, whatever makes sense for you to try it out. Okay, so after we complete our payment, it's going to redirect us into our control panel. And the first thing it asks us to do when we get into our control panel is to choose a password. Now, we want to be clear on this because it's very important to have good account security for your account. We definitely don't want to use two things. So number one, we don't want to use the same password we use on other websites, because if somebody guesses that password or hacks into our account, then they have access to possibly other things that we own. Okay. Secondly, we want to make sure that we use a secure password, no matter what password it is. So we want to make sure that we use a password that mixes letters, numbers, symbols, makes it as secure as possible. Okay. So we actually recommend LastPass. LastPass is this password security, the password security plugin that we utilize as a team to make sure that all of our passwords stay secure and easy across all platforms, and that we don't have any passwords that are easy to guess or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and just pull up LastPass, and LastPass is going to set a password for us here. So we set our LastPass password here, and that actually just created a secure password for us, put it right in for us, and then we can go ahead and hit confirm. All right, so now that we've confirmed our password and we're signed up for our account, we're inside our account here, and we can go ahead and hit start now. It's just going to take us through creating our first website here. Okay, so we can say who are we creating this website for, so you can kind of decide how you're creating your website. Most of you most likely will be creating it for yourself. So you can just say here, this is a website for me or my business. You can say also whether you're building it yourself or using a developer. If you're using a developer, it just creates ways that you can send that information over for the developer, but we're going to assume that you're creating it for yourself. And then it asks you what type of website that you're creating. This just helps them make recommendations and suggestions on what you want to go ahead and sign up for. So I'm going to go ahead and say that we're just a business and we're creating a website. And then if you say, do you need help building your website? You can either say yes or no. For right now, I'm just going to say no, and it's going to take us right into our control panel. All right, so this next step is going to, because we purchased WordPress hosting, this is going to walk us right through getting signed up for our WordPress account, okay? This is the admin login for our WordPress website. So this is going to allow us to create a login that's going to create an admin login for our WordPress website. So our administrator email is what they want to put in this this section here, and then our administrator password. So again, this is going to be our WordPress login for our actual WordPress website, not for our Hostinger account. So we just created our Hostinger account, and that had a username and password along with it. For this step, we're going to go ahead and create our email and password to actually log into our website and access WordPress to make changes. Okay. So once again, you want to use an email address and a password that is secure. So we want to create another unique password here and put it into the field. All right, now this next step is going to ask us if we want to use a template, okay? You can use a template if you'd like to start with a template, but because we're gonna go in and teach you how to build a website or into our tutorial here, we're actually just gonna skip this part for now, and we're gonna go right into our basic WordPress, okay? So I'm actually gonna click this link down here that says skip, I don't need a template. Okay, our next step is going to be to name our website and to choose our domain, which came along free with our plan that we chose. Okay, so we can go ahead and actually claim a domain here for our project. And we can put in a desired domain name, and then we can choose our domain extension as well. Okay, so we're going to choose a domain extension of .com, and then we can choose, look for a domain that we actually want to put in, because we got our free domain that came along with what we'd like to do. So let's see if we can find one that exists here. So we're going to say WP Venture Hostinger.com, which should be available. Obviously, you would put in whatever domain that you'd like to use in this box and then hit continue. All right, so now we have our settings set here. We have our North America. We're in North America. If you'd like to switch your area to a different area, you can certainly do that. Server location of North America. We've chosen our domain. WordPress is our installed CMS, and then our admin email is showing here as well. Let's go ahead and finish setup. All right, so it's going to look for the domain registration options. Okay, so the domain registration options are going to want us to put in our company or personal information in order for the registration of the domain. Okay, so this is when you have a domain that's attached to your website, it's going to want to know who owns this domain. So this is the information that we want to put in here. So So you're going to want to go ahead and fill out this entire form with your information for the domain, and then you can finish the domain registration. All right, so once our registration information is in, we want to go ahead and click the Finish Registration button. So this is just showing you that account sharing allows you to share with another person, like a developer if you'd like to do that, anybody you'd like to share with. And it's going to go ahead and add the finishing touches here. I'm getting excited. We're pretty close to having our website almost ready to go, okay? All right, so two options here when we're done. So everything's set up and done, we've paid, we've gotten our domain registered, we've gotten our website ready to go. And so all we need to do is go in and look at our WordPress website, and now we can start building. So we have two options here. We can go to the hosting or control panel, which lets us do all kinds of things with our hosting or website account, our web hosting account, or we can edit our website. So the edit our website option on the left is going to take us into our new WordPress website so we can start building. So let's go ahead and hit edit website. It's going to open a new tab for us, and it should take us right into our website to begin editing in WordPress. And here we are. We are inside of the hosting or WordPress website that we have set up. And now we can go ahead and start building our WordPress website.